Let me tell you about something that went down this past weekend that's got me absolutely losing my mind right now. We're talking about a move that could completely reshape a franchise's trajectory for the next several years. And no, this isn't about playoffs. This isn't about traditional free agency. This is about something way deeper than that. Picture this. You've got one of the richest organizations in baseball, with tradition, with infrastructure, with every resource you could possibly imagine. And this organization just lets a premium international talent slip right through their fingers. I'm talking about a Dominican switch hitter, a kid that everybody in the international circuit knows about, who is basically locked up with them, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, that deal falls apart. And here's the plot twist. Who swoops in? A Pacific Northwest franchise that's shown over the last few years that they really understand how this international market works. We're talking about $3.8 million, which is one of the biggest bonuses in this 2027 class. Think about this for a second. When's the last time you saw a traditional powerhouse organization just lose a prospect of this caliber because of administrative incompetence? Because that's exactly what happened here. The kid's name is Marin De La Rosa, and he just agreed to sign with the Seattle Mariners. That's right. The Mariners just stole one of the top talents in the 2027 international class right from under the Yankees' nose. And the story behind this is absolutely insane. The Yankees had this deal practically done. De La Rosa was theirs. And then, through a series of questionable decisions in their international scouting department structure, the deal fell through. You know what the Yankees don't have right now? An international scouting director. Let me say that again. One of the most valuable franchises in sports doesn't have anyone running their international department. It's like Real Madrid deciding they don't need scouts in South America anymore. Does that make any sense to you? Because it makes zero sense to me. Let's go to the dream scenario here. De La Rosa arrives in Seattle in 2027, spends a couple, 3 years in the farm system, and by 2030, he's playing second base or third alongside Julio Rodriguez in the outfield. You've got a switch hitter with premium tools, plate discipline, above average speed. Imagine this kid hitting at the top or middle of the Mariners lineup a few years from now. Seattle finally solves that chronic hole they've had in the infield for decades. And here's the thing, this type of international signing is exactly how you build a dynasty. Look at what the Mariners did with Julio. They grabbed international talent, developed him the right way, and now they've got a superstar. De La Rosa could be the next chapter in that story. Now let's go to the nightmare, because we need to be realistic too. $3.8 million is a lot of money for a 16, 17-year-old kid who's never played professional baseball. What if De La Rosa doesn't adapt? What if he has injury problems? What if the bat speed doesn't translate against professional pitching? We've seen this happen thousands of times. Overhyped international talents who never even make it to AAA. Worse yet, what if the Yankees had information that Seattle didn't have? What if they let him walk for some reason we don't know about? Medical red flags, behavioral issues, whatever it might be, Seattle could be paying almost $4 million for a prospect who never gets past AA. And meanwhile, the Yankees are going to use that money pool somewhere else and grab 3-4 players who will have more impact. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. De La Rosa is real talent. Nobody's disputing that. Switch hitter with tools is rare. And the fact that multiple organizations were interested in him validates the hype. But we need to be patient. This kid's not even signing until mid-2027. After that, it's at least 3-4 years of development. If everything goes right, we're talking 2030, 2031 before we see him in the MLB. Did Seattle make the right move? Probably yes. They showed they're competitive in the international market, that they've got development infrastructure, and that they're not going to let the Yankees just monopolize talent. But this is a marathon, not a sprint. The payoff only comes down the line. Now, let me drop a bomb here for us to debate. If De La Rosa really develops like everyone expects, and in 2030 he's tearing it up in AAA, what's stopping Seattle from using him as the centerpiece in a trade for an established ace? Imagine this scenario, 2030, Mariners desperately need pitching to push them into the playoffs. De La Rosa is demolishing AAA, has maximum hype, and Seattle puts him on the table along with 2 more prospects to bring in a frontline starter. like De La Rosa, a pitching prospect, and an outfielder to bring in someone at the level of, I don't know, an all-star pitcher from another franchise that's rebuilding. Does that make sense? Or should Seattle hold on to him and bet on internal development? Because depending on how their competitive window shapes up, that decision's going to have to be made. So there it is. Seattle Mariners 3.8, Yankees 0. But the question I'm leaving you with is this. Did the Yankees let De La Rosa slip away because they know something we don't know? Or is this just another example of how that front office is completely lost in the international market? Drop your take in the comments.